Well, now it's time to talk about some albums that are actually already released. We listened to two albums this week. We have Destroy Lonely's album, Love Lasts Forever, and we have NoCap's album, Before I Disappear Again. We listened to both. We're gonna review both, rank them on the tier list with the rest of the albums from this year, give you some of our favorite tracks. Obviously, let us know what you thought of these albums down below. Let's start. Who do you want to start with? I guess I don't really have a preference here.
Me neither. I guess no cat we could start with.
All right. Album review number one. Let's talk about it. No Cap. Before I Disappear Again. We listened to it. Let me know what you thought before we put it on this tier list. No Cap.
Okay, well, it starts off pretty thoughtful, tracks 1 to 3. Then it gets
Mm-hmm.
a bit more braggadocious on Sack Vision into Invoice with Rylo Rodriguez, and then back into the more meaningful singing performances on songs like Assist, talking about battling depression. And he gets into some meaningful stuff for sure. Back to Cat Piss, where he goes back to bragging with that French Montana feature. Great production, interesting mix of the braggadocious and meaningful, vulnerable songs. You know what I'm saying? Like from one song to the next, it's kind of goes back from like super meaningful to kind of just braggadocious to super meaningful to braggadocious, which I thought was interesting. You got One More Summer, which was one of my favorite songs on the album, maybe my favorite song. Great vibes, great production, good rapping.
Same.
Got a great Quavo feature on Celine.
Same.
Quavo, one of the most underrated, in my opinion, out right now. Couple skips on there for sure, but nothing like too egregious. The track list just feels a little bit too long. It's over an hour, so albums over an hour are usually hard to make, like to get perfect or amazing or really good. So yeah, I really enjoyed Bridge in London. I haven't heard Sleepy Hollow in a minute, so it was good to hear him. But yeah, overall, solid album. Good performances from NoCap vocally. It's definitely more R&B heavy album, but the rapping cuts were all right. Early in the album, there felt to be more variation in sound, like I was mentioning, but throughout, like towards the end of the track list, it kind of merged together and kind of fell to that one dimensional, you know, sound, like criticism. That's the criticism I have, is that it sounds one dimensional throughout the latter half of the album. But I like the Quavo and Sleepy Hollow features, like I said. Solid production throughout the album. Not a lot of songs I'll personally revisit, but some good stuff on there. Some meaningful bars, good variation of like lyrical content. So I gave it a 6.5 for me.
6.5. Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I actually really liked. I thought the intro, because I don't think I've ever listened to a No Cap album before. I know he has like a project or two before this. I've never really listened to him. The first track is Champagne. Thought it was pretty good. Made a good impression for me. I was like, okay, I might like the rest of this album. I like his vibe and like the drawn out rap singing style he has. But the first few songs were like a little slow for me. I didn't love them. I would describe the vibe and sound of this as like a mix between Young Thug and Roddy Ricch. Like when I was listening to it, I kind of heard like if you took the Young Thug and Roddy Ricch and they had a baby, it would sound like this. Invoice was like the fifth or sixth song on the album, and that's like a little more my speed. You get more going on in the production, more energy, just in general. I like that song. Cat Piss and One More Summer, I liked quite a bit. I think when I'm listening to albums in this vein, like I just like the higher energy, more going on. He's like really rapping songs. I don't think the slow songs in the beginning are bad. I'm just not gonna go back to them as often. Celine with Quavo, like you mentioned, was fire. Baby Drake, I thought was fire. I think in this album, there's like a good little pocket, like in the middle. I don't remember the number exactly, but there's a few tracks in the middle that I thought were like the strongest on the album. Yacht Party and Drown in My Styrofoam are probably my two favorite of the slower style singing rap songs. Die For Me with Sofago was solid. But you also mentioned this, like I think it's an hour and 11 minutes. There's a there's definitely filler on here, and this album is definitely one of those that would have benefited from cutting out half the songs, make it a 45-minute, 12-song album, and I probably would have enjoyed it better. But I didn't hate it by any means. I thought it was pretty good. I think NoCap has potential. And yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit actually. I have it at a 7.5.
My bad. I was muted. But yeah, I enjoyed it too. Not a bad rating. I just
I,
felt like it was a bit one dimensional. Like I said, the sounds kind of merged together.
and there's
Latter half of the
definitely
track
filler.
list. Yeah,
There
it's like majorly filler. It feels like so. Just 23 songs we don't need. You know what I'm saying? Like cut that shit down to 10, bro.
unless you're like Eminem or Kendrick or Drake
Even
or
then,
Future. Yeah, even
even
then I'm
then,
like no.
it's
But
hard.
they've earned it at least. You
You know what
have
I'm saying?
not.
Like it's hard to get a perfect album or an amazing album or a great album with 20 songs that runs over an hour. It really is.
If it's my first time listening to your project and it's over an hour, it has to be really fucking good for me
Yeah.
to want to get through a whole
I mean,
70
if you
minutes.
look at our, I guess let's bring up the tier list. If you look at our tier list, a lot of these top albums are very short, but I guess a few of them are kind of longer too. We Don't Trust You is what, about an hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's an hour probably.
Slim Shady, Death of Slim Shady, about a little over an hour. I think Rich Ass Haitians was a shorter one, probably about 35, 40 minutes. Again,
Yeah,
Samurai, I think, is a bit shorter, 45 minutes. Might Delete Later, again, like 40 minutes.
but the long ones that are there are from juggernauts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
they've earned
completely
it.
fleshed out like concept albums or We Don't Trust You that sparked the biggest rap beef in history. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. So or no cap, where does this album fall on the list before I disappear again?
for me, um,
Good not great is kind of where I'm leaning.
yeah, I'm thinking Good Not Great.
Like toward the top though, I do think I like it better than most of these.
I don't think I like it more than 9, to be honest.
I definitely like it more than that, but
Like I don't know if I even like it more than the Creep Boys joint.
yeah, like I definitely like it better than all of these, but I don't like it more than BK the Ruler. Like I would move that one up personally, but
Like
since it's here, I'm fine
I
with
don't
putting
think
it there.
it's even as good as Texas Technician, which is there. So I think it goes down more, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
guess I'm probably like
Like even that Yachty fucking James Blake joint is better,
yeah, I'm thinking like right below that.
right?
Yeah.
It's got way more variation, way better production, way better vocal performances.
Above Ice Spice, below Lil Yachty and James Blake.
That's fair.
All right, but yeah, I mean we're at like a 6.5 to a 7, give or take. Like it's not bad. Like I think he has potential. I think he makes decent music. It's just like a lot of filler. It's too long. We don't need all that.
Yeah, too
And
long.
yeah,
And
okay.
there was nothing in terms of like the lyrical content that really blew me away. But like he did get pretty introspective and thoughtful, so that did give it some points.
No, yeah, like not all of the lyrics were just like empty nonsense. Like there was some good stuff in there for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But okay, the next album that we're gonna talk about today is the new Destroy Lonely album, Love Lasts Forever. He is signed to Opium Records. I guess it's just called Opium as far as I know. That's
Opium Records, yeah.
Playboy Cardi's label. Playboy Cardi announces a new album, drops new music. Well, Destroy Lonely already gave us a full project. Love Lasts Forever. What'd you think of Love Lasts Forever?
I mean, yeah, it was refreshing to hear some Opium in my ears in terms of a full album experience because we haven't gotten that really from Opium this year. I mean, we've gotten 9 from Kenny Mason. I think we got one project from Homicide Gang, but nothing quite like this. A full fledged. This is one of them albums that's again 20 songs, hour plus. So
They're both albums we listen to are 23 songs, an hour and 11 minutes.
I will say this one's a little easier to listen to because I feel like there's a bit more variation. You got a bit more rapping going on. You got some better features, a couple better features. Great start off the top with the Uzi feature on Love Hurts, one of the better Uzi features of recent memory for me.
Yeah, I like that
Uh,
song.
Love for You, thought was a banger with solid production, good rapping with some good flows on Crystal Clear, Doubt It, Ship Her Off as well. A few songs in the track list that I felt weren't as strong, like Baby Money, Say That. Couple, there are a couple sips there or skips there. Sorry,
There's definitely
Serps.
filler on this one too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. Nothing crazy though. Nothing too bad. Serp sipping, I thought was a solid song, but I wish there was a second verse. He does his things with the short ass verses and the super long hooks,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of popular nowadays in current rap scene. So
Cardi does the same
when
thing.
you rap like 6 lines and then I just wish there was more rapping because he is a good rapper. He is pretty skilled. You can see it on songs like Crystal Clear, like I said. Doubt It is probably my favorite song on the album for sure. Maybe one of my favorite Destroy Lonely songs, period. But overall, it's the best project from Opium in 2024, considering we don't have much. We needed some more Opium to hold us over for the Cardi album. So it was fun to listen to. Solid rapping, especially on songs like Crystal Clear, like I said, Doubt It, and Ship Her Off. Great production throughout, and the classic Opium trap punk sound. The features, like I said, you got Uzi and Ken Carson going crazy. Might be a bit too long again of a track list. You got a little bit over an hour, a few misses, like I said, Baby Money, and the long hooks and short verses. Like I said, I wish there was more rapping. But in terms of the lyrical content, I mean, it was good, but nothing that leaves you like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty light in terms of lyrical content. So 7.5 out of 10 for me. That's where I got it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you kind of touched on this, but you do get the classic opium trap rage production throughout the album, and I actually think it's done pretty well here. Like the quality on the production is really good. You get like these psychedelic elements that almost remind you of like a Travis Scott production. It's obviously very inspired by Playboy Cardi when it comes to like the flow and the delivery and the production. Like you can tell that he's signed to Opium when you listen to this. If you listen to this, like, oh yeah, this guy loves Playboy Cardi, which I'm not mad at. Like it makes sense. He signed to Opium. It does remind me of like a baby Playboy Cardi though. For a Rage album, like in this style, I think the songs are produced like really well and sound really clear, and it's just like a really easy album to listen to. A lot of the times on these Rage albums, it can get like really hectic and messy with a lot going on in the production. I don't think this album does that. Like, I think it's an enjoyable listen, and the production quality's really good. When it comes to the lyrics and the flows and the deliveries, it's pretty basic, I would say, on this, but like in this style of rap, they're more focused on the production and the vibes and whatever you want to call it. I describe it as vibes, so
Right, right,
that
right.
makes sense. Um, Overall, I do like this better than the last Destroy Lonely project, If Looks Could Kill. And you kind of mentioned this. If you're not getting Playboy Cardi music, like this will definitely hold you over until you do. Like I get the appeal to this. I think it's pretty good. Like I enjoy it. My only real problem with albums, this album and albums like this, is it does kind of remind me of like this is a Walmart version of Playboy Cardi album, but it's not
Yeah.
bad. Like it's
I
just
mean,
it's so influenced by Cardi that it kind of comes off as Cardi derivative. It just does.
yeah, I feel you for sure. Like it definitely is just it's almost copy and paste,
Yeah,
which definitely turns you off a little bit because you're like, okay, well this isn't original. But at
but
the
it's
same
still
time,
enjoyable.
he was there early with Cardi though. Like he helped Cardi make that sound essentially. I think so. You can't really take that away from him. You know what I'm saying? He could be one of the originators of that sound, but Cardi's just a little more popular or whatever. So it is
Yeah.
tough to say because they are so similar. But like I said, like it'll hold you over. It's good to have. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah,
Yeah, we mentioned super long track list, 23 songs, another 70 minutes, just like the NoCap album we listened to this week. I probably liked 12 of the songs, like 50% of them I liked, 50% or whatever to me. There's filler, there's some skippable songs, but I wouldn't say it's a great album. I wouldn't say it's a bad album. But when it comes to like this rage style, like almost like an opium style of music, like I think this is one of the better recent examples of it. Like I do think it is pretty good even though it is Playboy Cardi derivative. I like Love Hurts, I like Pimp Talk, Take a Trip, Thrill. Like there's good songs on here. I'm a little bit lower than you though. I'm at a 6.9.
okay.
I did like it's pretty good. It'll hold you over to the Cardi project.
So we're kind of flipped on these. Like I thought,
Yeah,
yeah, I thought
exactly.
No Caps wasn't that great, and Destroy Lonely's was a little better. But yeah,
Yeah,
let's see.
I
Let's
like
see
that.
it. I'm looking at this here. I definitely think it's better than 9. Like I said, it's the best Opium project. I think it's better than. It's got to be like Gunner range, maybe little above Gunner for me. Where are you at,
I definitely like it better than Mr. Sky.
Mr. Ski?
Mr. Ski. Yep. Mr. Ski by Low Tyler. I didn't forget.
Right,
I read it wrong. I can
right.
only. It's hard to read on a
No,
small
you're
screen.
good. You're good. So that's where you like it. I'm cool
I
with it
would.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I like the No Cap one better. So obviously, I would pretty much. I would put like both of these at the top of Good Not Great. That's where I would
Okay.
personally put them. But I don't. I'm not super passionate about either one of them. They're just kind of like okay holdover
Yeah,
albums.
I think leave that one there and then maybe bump down the next one a little because you're at top of good, not great. Because I think like if we're looking at the Detroit Lonely project in comparison to the other ones, like even a Hood Poet, I think it's definitely better than Hood Poet, right?
I'm looking for Hood Poet.
It's
I
right
mean,
there at
yeah,
the
I would
bottom
put
if
it
you
about
misses.
here. I would just raise the No Cap one up if anything. But
Okay, so where you want to put No Cap?
I would put it like right below BK the Ruler, probably. Like I thought it was pretty good, but I'm fine with leaving Destroy up here. I'm not like I don't think it's bad. I just personally like the No Cap album a
That's
little better.
okay. That's fair. I'm not mad with that because it is like a full fledged, meaningful album. Yeah, I'm alright with that.
But I mean, we're definitely in agreement. Both of these albums, the No Cap album, the Destroy Lonely album, too much filler, too long. Give us
Yeah,
45
bro.
minute 12 song albums, unless you're fucking Eminem. Okay.
Even then.
It's off the top podcast, got you laughing like you hit the gas pack. Show is crazy like you watching Mad Max. Every other podcast is mad whack. Off the top podcast.